Today I'm showing you the best tactics to take out every type of enemy variant in the game. I've watched many streams, talked in chat, and the number one thing I keep seeing is people constantly dying and a lot of people making the same mistakes over and over again. Basically everybody was on normal. I beat Japanese hard, I've beat it in 5 hours flat, and I beat it in just under 5 hours. I do know the best tactics that work, and I have every mission up on my channel, and tomorrow I have all the boss fights as well in singular videos. But right now I'm going to show you how to beat every enemy variant, and I'll link how to beat the bosses in the description. So let's get into the first enemy variant. Our first enemy variant is going to be anybody that has a gun but doesn't have a power attack, like throwing an incendiary grenade or using a grenade launcher. So your first tactic is standing near cover but not posted up in cover. Enemies that are like here, he won't aggro on me. He can't hit me, but I can still shoot him. Your second option is to be, well, in cover, aim at your target, and then you want a pop shot. So like as they pop their head open, just pop off a couple rounds. Depending on the enemy, you'll pop off more or less rounds. Generally, you can pop 2 shots off before you take any damage if you're fast. So our last tactic for the basic gun enemies with no power abilities, and this is best used when you get down to a couple left in the section, is to just evade around the map. You open with the pistol. If anybody looks like they're about to shoot you or you're about to get that kill, open with the pistol, go into a melee, then go into another one. You can pistol and then you can advance and then you pistol again. If they look like they're going to attack, pistol 1 to 3 times. Depending on what you think is best. It does do damage too. You can back off and pistol again, then come forward. But put all stopping power on your pistol. Your melee hurts like 10 times more than your pistol does, so you want the damage on the melee. As you're chasing them down, just keep pistoling them until you get in melee striking range. Oh, there's somebody left alone. Kill this dude and we'll get right into the next enemy variant. So our next enemy variant is the basic melee dude. I'll get into ninjas in a moment. So we got our basic ninja dude. Now the charge attack does cost 400 skill, but it's one of the most basic ones, cheap ones to buy. Just bait out whatever attack they're doing, charge up, 1 charge attack, done. You do have 1 second option for the basic melee. Wait for him to strike, use melee until he blocks, and then back off and repeat. A little less effective than the charge attack, but sometimes it is the ideal way to take him out. So you don't always have 1 melee enemy. Sometimes you have multiple. So what do? Well, you want to bait 1 out. So we'll bait 1 out. Just keep an eye out. Your other dudes will get them aggroed. Or we can, if they aggro and they melee towards one of them, then you can do it then. You don't always get the instant kill. But when you're doing this, as you can see, he blocks. You will get the instant kill like 9 or 10 out of 10 times within 3 tries. There it is. I really shouldn't have done it at that point in time. Do not do it like that. I could have got hit there. But so the main thing I'm trying to point out is when there are multiple melee enemies like this, you do want to just keep evading until you get your moment. Once you got that moment, take it. Like right now, he'll strike him, and good night. Next up, we have the shield dudes. So you can parry, well, I'll just fuck that up. You can parry their shield charge Otherwise, you want to shoot them from the side, but neither is close to the most effective way of dealing with them. Once you know the spawn point, the fire grenade is definitely best. 100% will break the shield. The frags, sometimes they'll back away. Like, depending on the mission and how they're coming at you, it might be hard to get him with a frag, but you can also get him with the fire grenade. And the fire grenade is so beast for the most powerful ninja, and when you have the 20 melee dudes coming at you. So definitely 100% you want the fire grenade as one of your first upgrades. And since you should have it on chapter 1, then the rest of the chapters, when the shield dudes start coming at you in rough spots, just throw a fire grenade at them. Well, you really want to try actually the frag grenade first, and then if you fail with one frag grenade, there's a good chance you're going to fail with the second. So at that point, if you can't get him with the first frag, then just get him with the second. Throw a fire grenade. So just to show you one more time, you want to get him when he's like that, when he stops. But sometimes he will just walk forward, but fire grenade always gets him. Next, I'm going to be showing you how to deal with the more powerful ninja. So for this ninja, we're going to use fire grenades. You want to do one of two things: hit him directly, or at least get it in the front of his path. So it doesn't actually have to hit him, but you want it directly. Now, if you're good, you can see where he's at and he gets stunned. If you're really struggling, just throw another fire grenade when that ends. This is one moment I do like to keep my guns on full auto. Oh wow, he actually got through. Almost never does. And there it is. So just throw fire grenades in front of them and then try to go chest to head. Obviously headshots are best. Try to get as many as you can. If you get a few headshots, you will drop them. Next, I have a little bonus tactic using the chainsaw. So you want to also get one enemy charging at you. Sometimes you can get double kills, but you want to stay out of range of any other melee enemy that can hit you. So keep dashing around, wait till one charges at you, and then use it. And that's how you can use the chainsaw without taking any damage. Same concept. If the melee enemy targets a teammate, then after their melee move, you can use it. So just to show you once more with ninjas, we have the ninja. We're going to get our fire grenade ready, toss it, locate them. Sometimes, depending on the area, you can do that, but you can still put in massive damage before he gets to you. Even if you hit him with just like 2 full clips, now watch how easy it is to bring down through melee. I'll just show you how to finish him off with that. Oh. Basically already dead. So even if you can't completely kill him with while he's stunned, you can 100% have a much better chance to finish him off because he will be very weak. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to beat the bosses. This isn't going to be full boss battle. Tip number 1, always be running. I mean, it takes a second to get the first GL, but once you got it, always be running. keep an eye out and know the spider tank's location. You're not running, you are evading. Tip number 2, never waste your last shot on the spider tank. Your last shot is actually to get more ammo very quickly. So that is how you beat the spider tank. Always be running, use the GL, use your GL to get more GL ammo. Our next enemy variant are dudes with guns that also can throw grenades. So for these dudes, you 100% want to make sure you are out of range of the fire grenade. Always stay out of range and use guns to bring them down. There is the rare occasion, if you're good, you can just straight rush them all the time, knowing when they're going to throw the grenades. That is not what I'm recommending. The safe, easy tactic to not die is just to take these dudes out at a distance. They don't throw them that far. Once you learn the range, it is very easy. Now, if you're on normal difficulty, you're going to bring them down in half the headshots. This is Japanese hard. It takes a lot of headshots to bring them down. Well, let's say he has a GL. So for the GL, it has insane range. So you are going to have to use your cover, know the position, and when you're rushing them, because you might want to rush the GL dude. The fire grenade is so deadly. If you rush him, he might kill you. And it's hard sometimes to get the counter on it, but it's very easy to get the counter if you have the perk. And I'll have a video up today for all the best perks to get early, and it definitely is 100% one. I can kill this dude a lot faster, I'm just talking. But when you see the red light go off, then if you have that perk, then you can just hit Y or whatever button for your pistol counter, and you can counter the move. But the safest thing is to just be out of range and use your cover position. That is how you deal with these dudes, and don't take needless steps. For boss number 2, you want to immediately start running. Then you're going to group up the enemies and either use fire grenade or a couple noob tubes. So what you want to do is, after you got them grouped up, wait till you hear an explosion, toss your fire grenade, quickly switch to the frags, toss a couple, and go back into running. Rinse and repeat, or just pick off the other last couple with melee. Depending on your difficulty, I would recommend using the noob tube to finish off the last couple enemies. Just play the pillar, finish them off. It's also good, if you hit him, he'll get stunned for a couple seconds, but that's not how you kill him. You kill him with the pillar. So you want to stay here, block, give him plenty of room, and when he uses the gun, immediately attack. You have to do it right after the first gun shot. So this is the safe way. You block, you get out of the range of his knee kick, and then you rush him with melee. Just rinse and repeat. For stage 2 of this boss, what you're going to do is you're going to start off immediately with a double evade when it starts, and then run in the direction that he's not going. We want to create some distance, but always stay out of range of his kick. If he gets right on your ass, you can do that and then go into a run, and that'll give you some serious distance because he slows up for a second. Also, you can use the grenade launcher and deal massive damage because he gets stunned. But yeah, just keep running, and if you want to create some distance, do that. And he's dead. Our next enemy variant is the big dude. Now, sometimes he'll get stuck. And in my mission walkthroughs, I show you positions on how to get him stuck. When he does get stuck, you want to find a way to hit him without him moving. See, right now, he'll stay on this side. It's a little bit of a trick knowing where to be. And now I'll show you how to run frantically for your life. But before I get to that, I'm just going to explain one other strategy. And this is for normal, it worked great. Hard, it's okay. Do not try it on Japanese hard, because if he charges, you will die. But the strategy is very simple. So you melee him until he blocks. And when he blocks, then you back off. And then you melee him again until he blocks, and then you back off and dodge his attack. It's the same exact strategy as playing basic melee dudes. See, I took too long getting this dude, so actually let me show you how to... No, I'll show you the melee strategy. Block, back off. These should be almost dead. Block, back off. Dead. It's the most effective way to kill him, unless he charges and you're on Japanese hard, because then it's just instant death. And now I'll show you how to kill him running frantically for your life. The tactics for the third boss is very simple. So the first spawn position when you start the battle is directly behind you. Always keep about that amount of distance. You can hit it when it's invisible, but your number one priority is to keep track of it. After you miss a melee, definitely go into a back double evade. If it's close when you're trying to be aggressive, and that's only for skilled players, it will hit you. If you can't hit it, don't press it. Keep about, where is it? This amount of distance, so you can roll into it when it does that attack, and you can simply back off if it does the simple one. And that's it. As long as you keep track of her, the boss is a joke. Number one priority is be as aggressive as you can while keeping track of her. If you're losing track of her, you're playing too aggressive. Our next enemy variant is the White Ninja. So this ninja is just like our basic melee enemies. We back off, we melee until it blocks, back off, melee until it blocks. Do not use a charge attack. Charge attacks suck on it. Don't know why. If it ever does that little evade sidestep too, the safer bet is just to back off. You keep meleeing as long as you can melee, and then melee right after it. The moment you lose your melee, or it blocks, you back off. The double roll into it is highly effective too. The optimal attack is the double roll in. I was just showing the basic, but The most effective counter after it blocks is the double roll-in. For our next boss, there is a pretty good combo with the pistol and the counter strike. You want to be very careful on other attacks. Just keep your distance and counter whenever possible. If the other dude isn't next to him, you can follow up with additional melees. If he's standing right there though, don't risk it. Once you're down to 1, you can no longer use that move. But what you can do is create distance and use the LMG and the AR and easily kill him. For our next boss fight, you want to use your flame grenades and bullet time on your gun. You want to kill one of them. If you sit there and you block and you parry them, while you're fighting one, the other is going to come up and kill you. So what you want to do is keep using fire to limit the board, so you're a lot more likely to be fighting 1 versus 2. And once you got one of them dead, you're occasionally definitely going to take a small hit or two there. Maybe you'll get hit once hard. But if you keep using flame grenades, keep all your flame grenades saved, and keep unloading clips whenever you do have the advantage, you will bring one down fairly quickly, and then you can finish the other one off. Fighting the 2 spider tank battle is no different than fighting 1, except it is basically double as hard. You have to keep your eye on both locations, keep getting the rocket launcher, and kill the spider tanks. For the final boss, you can basically use the same tactic you use on melee enemies. Wait for him to attack. You're going to block the attack, you're going to evade back, see what he does, and then counter. For his final form, I chose a tactic where when he is not healing, I fight him. When he is healing, I attack him till he blocks, and then I double evade back and keep spamming evade. Now this is on Japanese hard. You'll see me get clipped there. That's the only attack, if you're fast on the dodge, he really ever gets you with. And on normal and hard, it really does almost no damage. It does almost no damage on Japanese hard too. This strategy is a really easy way to beat him as long as you can spam the dodge, and works on every difficulty. Anyway, that is all boss tactics, enemy variant tactics, and now you can play the game without dying. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, share. It helps others find the video. I hope this helped.